Okay, this is Christmas gift ideas, family history style part 2. So this is a picture of a ancestor's home, and for a Christmas idea, you could frame this picture and give it to your children or grandchildren or parents. And I think it would be great. I love the old pictures. I think they'd be really fun to give that as a gift. This one was actually really neat. This is over here on the left-hand side. See this little square? This is actually a photo of an ancestor's home. And then they had a painting, I believe. I can't remember exactly. But I think a family member did the painting of the home. And so what a cool idea. You have to excuse these lights up here. Someone was saying, oh, that looks like a UFO coming. But these lights were just from the Family History Center when I took the pictures. But as you can see, it's a wonderful watercolor painting and really neat idea to just do it from an ancestor's photo and make it into a cool painting. This was an idea about a handmade puzzle. And this was just one that they took the picture and glued it onto a cardboard. And then I'm not sure how they were able to get this cut so well as in the puzzle pieces. But they cut it, and then they can use it for just a puzzle. And this is fun just for kids to sit and look at the different photos. You can also make a puzzle from photos, like on Puzzle Mania or different online places. And those are really fun too. You can just upload a picture and they do all the rest for you. It just costs a little bit more than this does. But making puzzles, I think, is really a fun idea. There were a couple homemade type binders. This one on the left was stories from our family tree. So just a homemade type fabric binder, which are just really nice and special. And on the right-hand side was our heritage cookbook. And this has wonderful recipes, but also a homemade binder that you could make to give as a gift too. And I just think those are just really nice. This one was Ancestor Stories and Preserves, and if you can read this up here, it says Nana Adams Preserves and Pickles, a collection of Nana Adams recipes and a little of her history. So what a fun way to add some history besides, preserves and so something good to eat and something good to read too, right? All right, this next one was Linda Westover shared this. It was a personal story of her mother, and what her mother did was she actually made this and illustrated herself and told this story of Snuggle Pup. And her mother has since passed away, and she was just saying how this is just such a special thing to remember her mom. And it's not a professional illustration, but something that's really special to her. And I think it's something that would be fun to make on some of our stories. Okay, this was actually another gift idea about digitizing home movies. You can have these done, as you can see here at Costco, digitize them. Or also there's different programs and software that you can do to digitize your VHSs and your 8mm films that you have. And so I think it's a really fun idea to get those done and be able to share those with your family members. This was a book and video of, I believe this was Lee Hendricks' uncle who fought in World War II. And so he had this video going, and then he also had this book that's printed. So just a really nice tribute. Oops, sorry, I went forward. Nice tribute to his uncle, a way to remember him. It was really nice. Okay, this was a fun idea. This could be an information sheet, like a placemat. You could laminate your ancestor and use it as a placemat. And so if they're sitting down for holiday dinners, you can use that as a placemat for them. And I shared this idea in our class today at church, and they were saying you could actually, I was thinking you'd make them all the same, but they're saying you could make them different and then have different placemats with different ancestors and then be able to pass those around. So that would be a good idea. I think just anything to just kind of get your kids to know some of these ancestors is awesome. This one was a great idea, faith-promoting bedtime stories from the family of John and Adele Westover. So this is a great idea that you could share these stories, and that's something that your kids could use as bedtime stories for your grandchildren. That's a great idea. This is one that I've shared before where you just create a book from Facebook. You go to My Social Book and you can create a book, if you have a lot of kids that like Facebook, it takes like 10 minutes and you can go in and tell the time frame that you want to do, and just a quick and not too expensive either, a quick way to make a hardbound or also a soft cover book. You don't have to spend the money for the hard if you don't want, but it's really nice and just a way for them to remember some of the things that they shared, like a journal with pictures. This is a photo blanket that I actually made for my husband for his birthday this year. And I really wanted to see what the quality was like. And you may not be able to tell here, but the pictures came out really good, and it's on a blanket that he can cuddle up with. And if you look over here on the left-hand side, there's I don't know if you are all familiar with Groupon, and that's a great place to find discounts. I'm always trying to find discounts. There's also a Living Social deals you can sign up for, and this was $35, and I believe I had to pay a little shipping. But it turned out really nice, and I think this is something that you could put ancestors' photos and also write text on the pictures and be able to really share some different photos of ancestors and give those as gifts too. And I did like the quality. That was one thing I really liked about it. This is another thing that I found this year on Groupon. It's a website called Put Me in the Story, and what's fun is you can add a photo inside and a little message to each of your grandchildren or children. And what I liked is this was on Groupon, and it was $49 for 5 of these books, and they had 5 different options that you could use. And as you can see down here, what they do is, this one's called on the right-hand side, My Name Is Not Chase. And down here at the bottom it says Made Special for Chase, and it's made by Grandma and Grandpa Hill. Like I said, inside you can put a photo and a little message exact to him. And then throughout this book, this talks about a little boy whose name is not Chase. He becomes Theodore Roosevelt one day. He becomes different historical people. And it's a cute book, and it's just fun that he can see I figure it's fun he can see his name throughout the whole book. And then this Katie on the left-hand side, star of the story, is just a cute book too. If you would like to see the inside of these, let me know, and I can bring those and you can see them. Or you can go to putmeinthestory.com. Okay, this was a really great idea. A Mod Podge picture on these pretty little plates that you can stand up, and I thought that's a fun idea to display your ancestors' photos in a different way on little china plates. Maybe these plates were something that was special, and maybe these were plates. You know, maybe you even have old plates of some of your grandmas and stuff, and this might be a fun way to share those with your family. The last idea on this part is use family members to tell the story of Jesus Christ's birth. So this was a book, and they just went through and talked about the true story of Jesus' birth with the different families, and it was a neat book. I wished I would have taken some pictures inside. Okay, that's it for this segment. Hope you stay tuned to part 3.